Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Cameron Saaiman versus Christian Rodriguez. C-Rod. C-Rod is 25 years old, 9-1 as a pro, and he's given up 1 inch of height but has 4 inches of reach over 22-year-old Cameron Saaiman, who is 9-0 as a pro. Cameron's looked really good so far. Maybe not too disciplined, which I'll get into, but he's looked really good. He TKO'd Terrence Mitchell, just pretty much steamrolled him in round 1. It was a scramble or two, but once he settled into top position, he went through him and destroyed him. TKO'd him from the back mount, which he's got a few finishes like that. He beat Mana Martinez by, I think, a majority decision. He got the better of him. I thought it was a clean sweep, but much like in the Steven Koslow fight, which those are his first 2 fights in the UFC, he was fouled. And it just speaks to inexperience. Inexperience, because these are fights that he was winning, you know. Koslow, he had a lot of trouble in round 1. But either way, there were fights that were his to lose, and he almost did, you know, letting some valuable points slip away. So he's got to watch that moving forward. But technically, he's a really good fighter. Really good fighter, Cameron Saaiman, and at 22, he's going to get a lot better. On the feet, he's got power. Knocked out that guy on the Contender Series, Josh Wang Kim, in round 3 with a beautiful left hook. But he's also a monster on the ground. Really good fighter, especially from the top position, as most fighters are. That's where he steamrolled the guy Terrence Mitchell. He also beat this guy Ngima back on the regional scene, over in South Africa probably, or somewhere near there. He was having some difficulty in the Ngima fight, dealing with the counter-striking of that guy. The guy had some nice, long, straight punches, and he was having trouble navigating the range. That was earlier in his career, but he still made it work, ended up changing gears, ripping the guy to the mat, and steamrolling him. He had some trouble with Steven Koslow, as I mentioned. Koslow was his first UFC fight. That guy mounted him in round 1. Guy's like a pure grappler, really. And he kept his composure, Cameron Saaiman. Didn't succumb to the pressure or to the moment or whatever, kept himself composed, and then tamed the older fighter. I don't know Koslow's experience or whatever, but Cameron certainly looked like the guy with more experience, despite being a kid. And he tamed him, took over the fight, and got him out of there in round 3 with a TKO. Which, that's also how he knocked out the guy Josh Wang Kim on the Contender Series with the left hook. That was in round 3. It's good for a guy this young to have these round 3 finishes, especially in his most important fights, because that shows you that he's passing a lot of tests in each one of these fights, as opposed to Terrence Mitchell, who didn't really give him too much of a test. He was tested by the guy Josh Wang Kim. I thought he lost round 1. He was having trouble, again, navigating the range. This time it was body kicks. He was hit with like a dozen body kicks in round 1. But, again, took over that fight. He's just a kid with a lot of promise, a lot of skill, and a well-versed fighter who's already got some really good wins on his resume. That brings me to C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez. He's got a record of 9-1, 3 TKO wins, 4 submissions, and 2 decisions. And the 1 loss comes by decision. The 1 loss is to Jonathan Pierce. Pierce is a fucking monster. A monster, especially when he's on top, and especially when he's on top and winning, and you find yourself in round 3 with him. And that's what happened with C-Rod. C-Rod was underneath this guy for the whole fight pretty much, and was able to survive. He's definitely very comfortable on his back, Christian Rodriguez. And look, he took that fight on short notice, I believe, up a weight class, and even though it was largely a dominant win, he still gave Pierce hell, especially early, and it was a good little battle, especially early. But, yeah, it was his loss. It's his only loss, and quite forgivable in a lot of ways. He also showed in his next fight against Josh Weems that he's very comfortable off his back, because Josh Weems took him down, was starting to work him. Again, he kept his composure, and right when he found an opportunity, he laced up the anaconda choke, and the fight was over very quickly. He wasn't able to finish his fight against Raul Rosas Jr., but he took over that fight, handed the kid his first loss, and looked like a real veteran doing so, losing round 1, taming him, and winning rounds 2 and 3. And C-Rod does have good cardio. To survive with Jonathan Pierce like that, to tame Raul Rosas Jr. like that. Also, the guy Charalampos Grigoriou, who just got onto the Contender Series this season, very recently. He TKO'd him in round 3, and that was a standing TKO. He was getting the better of him throughout the whole fight, even ripping him to the mat. But then in round 3, he got the fight over with standing. I think a knee to the body or whatever, or a punch to the body. But either way, he just really beat him down. And I really like C-Rod. He's not the most athletic or explosive guy, but I think that lends itself to good cardio. And I also think he's well-versed. Definitely a good enough grappler, and especially one who's really comfortable off his back. And on the feet, he's a damn good striker himself. Once he finds that range, he's got really good hands, and from both stances, too. And kicks as well. He throws combinations with punches and kicks well from both stances. And he's got 4 inches of reach here to complement him in this matchup. And that's why I'm picking him to win, Christian Rodriguez. I'm picking Christian Rodriguez to win, even though I've never seen Cameron Saaiman lose. And I have seen Christian Rodriguez lose. It's just that I don't think Cameron Saaiman has the skills or size, physicality of Jonathan Pierce to follow that blueprint. I look at this like 2 9-0 fighters pretty much, and I'm picking C-Rod. I think he's not flashy. I don't think he's ever really going to have too many big moments, unless he lands just the perfect strike to knock someone down, like a Bobby Green versus Grant Dawson type of punch. But I think his traits are always going to be there for him, where he's a good battler down the stretch, the guy that has the better cardio, and he's a guy that will always make you work from any position and will take away a lot of your advantageous positions just with his composure. Again, this guy, Cameron Saaiman, gets on top of him. I expect Christian Rodriguez to be very comfortable and keep himself safe at a minimum, if not suck some of the life out of Cameron Saaiman. So, Christian Rodriguez is the pick. Having never seen Saaiman lose, I guess I'd go with C-Rod winning by decision. But I could see either one of these guys winning this fight or any other fight, really, by a round 3 finish. Because these guys have both shown the traits to make that shit happen. This is a great matchup. I really don't want to see either guy lose, but gun to my head, I'll favor Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez by decision is the pick. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.